A half-hour special coming up as well, looking at all the aspects of this spectacular event in tribute to our favorite son, Muhammad Ali.
Your morning commute is a big deal to you. That's why it's a big deal to us. The new WDRB Traffic. Leading the way with real-time data and cutting-edge technologies. Mike Marshall, the area's most experienced traffic reporter. Pinpointing trouble spots down to the lane.
It's your key to a carefree commute only on WDRB.
Getting you there faster and safer. The leader in Louisville. WDRB Traffic.
Hey you, this is your fun at Kings Island, and it's waiting for you to seize it and do a 360 down it on the new Tropical Plunge water slides in Soak City. But the first step is to get here. Save $25 on tickets at Kroger.
From coast to coast, the Polar Pop Cup is America's favorite.
Anytime's the best time to get a Polar Pop.
Any time of the day is good.
It's only 79 cents.
You actually save more money by going inside and getting a Polar Pop.
I think in the middle of the day when it's hot.
Once a week, probably.
79 cents, you can't beat that.
Stays cold all day long.
Scan your registered Circle K Rewards card today and enter for a chance to win a 2016 Roush Performance Mustang. Polar Pop Cup, 79 cents. Any size, every day. Only at Circle K.
We have some great news. With AT&T, the bundle price you sign up for is guaranteed to stay the same for 2 years.
Call AT&T now and bundle DirecTV, home phone, and high-speed internet for just $89.99 a month for 2 years. Guaranteed.
With DirecTV, watch shows you forgot to DVR from the last 72 hours or restart a show already in progress. And with high-speed internet from AT&T, you can enjoy 99.9% reliability.
Call AT&T now and bundle DirecTV, home phone, and high-speed internet for just $89.99 a month for 2 years. Guaranteed. And now, monthly internet equipment and HD DVR service fees are included in this bundle price. Switch today and get a $100 reward card.
With AT&T, you only have to pay one bundle price, the one you sign up for. Don't wait. Call an AT&T expert and switch today.
Hey, Mom and Dad, get your fun at Kings Island. Because it's also your kids' fun. The getting up early to go, thrills for all sizes, we can't wait kind of fun. Save $25 on tickets at Kroger.
My greatness came and started in Louisville, Kentucky.
He never did forget home and the family at home. He never did forget that.
It's just awesome to know that he was one of our very own and that something truly great came from Louisville.
He was just like us.
I'm a bad man.
He was our champ.
That's one of the greatest cities in America, Louisville, Kentucky.
He changed not only Louisville, Kentucky, he changed the world.
We lost a great one. We lost a great one.
If people could just honor each other the way he did, the world would be better off.
A day of remembrance
for the greatest. Our coverage continues as people from around the world are flooding downtown Louisville, many leaving gifts and tokens at the Muhammad Ali Center.
Such a powerful day, many spilling right now into the KFC Yum Center ahead of the Champs Memorial Service, which is expected to begin at 3 o'clock now. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for this special edition of WDRB News. We will be bringing you the stories about the champ from all throughout his life. I'm Gilbert Corsi.
And I'm Elizabeth Woolsey, and as we mentioned, people are streaming into the KFC Yum Center for Muhammad Ali's memorial service right now. It opened at 11:30 this morning.
Attention has shifted. We know that the procession just moved its way into Cave Hill Cemetery, and the family has asked for the public and the media to give them their privacy and respect in this moment as they bid a private farewell to the greatest. We want to go now to WDRB's Danielle Lama, who is at the KFC Yum Center as crowds are beginning to pour in. Danielle?
There's really been a steady crowd outside the Yum Center throughout the morning. Let me give you guys a look here. We have talked to people from all over that have come to Louisville for the day for Muhammad Ali's memorial service. And as you all mentioned, it was scheduled to start at 2 o'clock, but it has been pushed back to around 3 o'clock. Now, like I said, I've talked to people from Atlanta, St. Louis, Las Vegas. Some folks in front of the Yum Center don't have tickets for the memorial service. They are just here simply to be in Louisville for this day. Now, I did find Arnell. He does have a ticket for the memorial service. He's agreed to talk to us. Now, you came from Indianapolis. Why did you decide to make the trip today?
I just wanted to honor Ali for his career, his life. He always spoke up for the people, I thought. When I was a small boy, he was one of my first. I admired him, what he stood for, and I just wanted to come down and give my time to honor him while I'm in the city.
And you were also in Louisville earlier this week waiting in a long line to get those tickets.
Yes, ma'am. 6 a.m. I was in line, found some parking spot downtown, got in line, and got my ticket about 8:30 for tickets. I gave 2 away today. People who didn't have a ticket, so I helped them out also.
Okay. What are you expecting to hear when you go into that memorial service?
Probably about his life, what he did to help people out, regardless of race, creed, or color. He was a very good person, outspoken. He sacrificed his career a little bit to speak up for, the Vietnam War at that time was not a great war to be involved with. Spoke about that, and it affected his career for 3 years, but he still that. Yeah, took a stand like that.
And you've been in Louisville since early this morning. What's the vibe you're feeling today?
It's amazing. A lot of love for Ali. As the procession went by, everybody was saying Ali, Ali, Ali. There's a lot of respect here for Ali, and I really admired that.
And what does this man mean to you?
Oh, role model again, inspiration, to see what he did with his life. He accomplished a lot. He was a boxer, but he still spoke about worldly things to affect people all over the world. And that to me is like, great to see him do that.
Okay. Well, thanks so much, Arnell, for taking the time to talk to us. I know you're heading that way into the Yum Center now. Thank you again. Thank you. So again, the memorial service was scheduled to start at 2. It's been pushed back about an hour because the procession was late. The doors are open at this point, but as I said, there's been a steady stream of people outside the Yum Center throughout the morning. Some don't have tickets. I do want to mention that the heat has already played a little bit of a factor today. We did see someone who needed some medical attention earlier today, so they do have water on hand for people who are outside. Those who don't have tickets will be able to go to the Belvedere to watch the service. So I have spoken to some people who are planning to do that. Again, more than 15,000 people expected to pack the Yum Center today for Muhammad Ali's memorial service. Reporting live downtown, I'm Danielle Lama, WDRB News.
Those 15,000 tickets were handed out in 25 minutes or less.
Unbelievable. And people were there waiting the night before. They were there Tuesday night. They gave those tickets away Wednesday morning. Several in line overnight, and then the crowd started building. They opened the gates or the ticket counter early to let people get those tickets because there was such a huge demand. The line was around the Ali Center, and as she said, many people did not get tickets.
Interesting note here. I was along the procession route as it was coming down Muhammad Ali Boulevard at 18th and Ali in front of the Kentucky Center for African American Heritage, and it was interesting to hear how many people were going from their location on the procession downtown to the Belvedere because that's a public viewing of this memorial service, the city set up some large television screens so that a mass population, all of those people who couldn't get the tickets after they sat out, if they weren't one of the lucky 15,000, so they could see the service as it's happening and be very close to it at the Belvedere, just adjacent to the KFC Yum Center.
And that'll be a nice place for people to be able to share memories of Muhammad Ali. I can't tell you how many people have come up to me in the past week and shared memories of running into him at restaurants around town or a chance encounter with him. And I always hear positive things about how he treated everyone. So people will like to gather and share their memories and share this moment with others in the community as they mourn and remember Muhammad Ali on the Belvedere.
Here's a picture that we've seen time and time again, really since Saturday morning when news came out about the greatest passing. This is a shot from the Muhammad Ali Center in downtown Louisville, what many have called his most enduring and lasting impression in this community, right in the heart of Museum Row. There is a student affiliated with the Muhammad Ali Center Council of Students who will be one of the speakers, one of the eulogies at today's memorial service. In fact, there are several locals who will take part in today's memorial service, and we caught up with a few of them earlier this week. Take a look. What do you say when the world is watching?
We must seek to advance the values that he lived for.
When there's minutes to speak about a man whose legacy endures.
What I want people to know is not only what his life has left on the world, but what is it left on kids, what it's left on me, what it's left on people who feel like they don't have a purpose.
How do you make those minutes matter most?
We've all been asked to bring something prayerful that we can share from our traditions.
Rabbi Joe Rapport, Natasha Munker, and Dr. Kevin Cosby will face that challenge Friday as speakers at Muhammad Ali's memorial. The event at the KFC Yum Center may just be the largest interfaith service the world has ever seen. 15,000 free tickets were handed out in fewer than 25 minutes. The event will be broadcast nationally and streamed worldwide to millions.
I want to leave with them that one person who has convictions and does not live a life of convenience can be a transformative person.
Cosby leads St. Stephen Baptist Church in Simmons College of Kentucky. He also preached the eulogy at Ali's mother's funeral.
It is one of, if not the greatest honor of my life.
While the service is interfaith, it's being led in the Muslim tradition by an imam. Dignitaries and celebrities, including actor Billy Crystal, sports broadcaster Bryant Gumbel, and President Bill Clinton are all expected to give eulogies. And all of Ali's children will also have the opportunity to speak.
Hello to all my friends in Louisville, Kentucky.
It's been said that Ali himself planned for his passing years in advance. And of those we spoke to, a Buddhist, a Baptist, and a Jewish rabbi.
I think it says everything about Ali, that he wants, the world to view people as people.
What do you say when the world is watching? To Muhammad Ali, thank you. Tens of thousands of people out saying thank you today as they line this 19-mile procession route. They said it with their words, they said it with their actions. Many brought signs, many brought personal pictures, many brought flowers and through. By the time that the car, that the limousine reached Cave Hill Cemetery, it was covered with flowers. What a powerful picture.
And the family members were rolling their windows down and smiling and waving at the crowd. There you see a picture of the hearse. Let's recap the procession here. After leaving the A.D. Porter Funeral Home in Fern Creek, it passed the Freedom Hall and the Muhammad Ali Center, and then it headed down Muhammad Ali Boulevard, where it passed in front of his childhood home on Grand Avenue. The motorcade touched the outskirts of Ali's old high school and looked down 4th Street toward the Columbia Gym site where he first learned to box. It ends with a private burial at Cave Hill Cemetery that is getting underway right now, actually. And I understand the family requested yesterday that no helicopters fly over Cave Hill Cemetery. They want their privacy respected. Apparently they made a request to the FAA. Hopefully everyone will honor that request because they want to have a completely private service at Cave Hill Cemetery. We saw the procession arrive just about 15 minutes ago, and that's where we find our Stefan Johnson. He showed us the flower-lined entrance to Cave Hill, and let's see what's happening there now.
As Muhammad Ali used to say, the champ is here inside Cave Hill Cemetery, but the crowd is still lingering around. There were thousands of people out here earlier today. A lot of them had been here for several hours waiting for that procession as it made its way through town. About 10 or 15 minutes ago, the excitement started to build, and then the procession, the hearse carrying Muhammad Ali's body, and then cars carrying celebrities like Will Smith and Lennox Lewis and the family of Muhammad Ali. Of course, Lonnie Ali and Layla Ali, his daughter, arrived here, and they went inside Cave Hill Cemetery for a private burial, and then the gate was closed as they went in to do that. I can tell you also that the daughter of Joe Frazier, who was Muhammad Ali's biggest rival in and out of the ring, she was here. It was kind of nice to see that family get dropped off and walk up here and go through the gate and wait to join the Ali family, because those guys are now together again. Joe Frazier, of course, died several years ago. And again, there's a lot of excitement out here. It's more of a celebratory attitude. People are just excited about being a part of history. One of them is Patrice Sam. She came all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. What made you come here?
Because my personal opinion is that no one should leave this earth without being recognized for the fact that they hear their time here, that dash between their birth date and their end date. And the effect and the legacy that he left behind, I just could not let this moment pass me by. And being that it was less than an 8-hour drive, I had to come because I wanted to pay my respects to the champ.
Right, and you said that you and your brother got a chance to meet the champ in Chicago years ago.
Yes, I lived in Chicago, and he would sit on his porch on Sundays and let the neighborhood come to him, and he would mingle and talk and just sit and rock in his rocking chair. And one day my mom just came home and was just like, come on, and she threw us in the car, and next thing I know, we were pulling up in front of his house. I remember it so vividly. Huge porch, and he called us out the crowd and sat us on his lap and just let us sit there for as long as he stayed out on the porch. And I remember this like it was yesterday. He also told my mom, come here, Mom, come give me a hug. She's like, no, I've been working out. He was like, give me a hug.
Well, that was his personality. That's the kind of person he was when I met him, and he wasn't even able to communicate as well. He was still extremely nice, and they said that he stuck around, he stayed around until the last autograph was signed, and especially for kids. He loved kids, and that might explain why people like you drove several hours to get here and why all of these people are here. What did you think about that procession when it finally got here?
It really spoke highly about why we call him the champ. He was beyond a champ. He's the people's champ. Let's add that to it. He's a people's champ, because in his final wishes, he made sure that we were able to share in that moment with him, just like we shared in his celebrations. We want to share in saying goodbye and putting him to rest properly. He made sure that we could participate, and I am so happy that the family honored his wishes and that he set that up so that we can come and say goodbye and pay our true respects to say thank you for your legacy, thank you for what you've done, thank you for championing your own causes. Just thank you for who he was.
Right. Of course, Muhammad Ali had a lot to do with the planning for this day, for this week of celebration. Who did you see in that procession? Were you able to see any of the faces?
I was. I'm so excited. I hate for it to be about them, but it was wonderful that they rolled down the windows and they also participated.
Right. It's like they embraced it.
Yes.
They were excited.
Will Smith, I actually had a chance to high five him, and I saw his daughter, and I saw Malcolm X's daughter, and I don't want it to be about like, hey, it's celebrities, but I wanted to say peace to your family. And they actually said thank you. I saw them mouth the words thank you back. And
right, they've been doing that all day. They've been letting the windows down and saying thank you to people. I mean, do you think that would make him proud? That's how he was?
Yes, that's exactly how he was. And at first when they had the windows up, I was like, okay, it's not about you. And when I saw them roll the windows down and like reaching out and interacting with the crowd, saying hi, saying thank you for your blessings, because I just said blessings to your family. And they were like, thank you. And, some people held their hand up. Some people threw up the peace sign. If I threw a peace sign, that was what Muhammad Ali was all about.
And then finally, before we let you go, because I know you got a long drive ahead of you, what do you think about the rose petals on the ground? They sprinkled them on the ground, and I thought maybe they do that for dignitaries or for big name celebrities, and they said this is the first time they've ever done that.
Really? He was a dignitary. He was a dignitary, and it was well deserved. I mean, he didn't just box. He wasn't just a poet. He wasn't just a civil rights activist. He was all of the above, and he was personable. You know, I heard a saying where they said, people don't place you on a pedestal. You take the position, and he refused to take the position. He said, I'm one of you. Yes, I am the greatest, and you can shake my hand, and I am going to make you great by allowing you to share in this moment. And he always embraced the crowd, embraced the people, and never felt like or placed his position above us. And this is perfect for him. Rose petals be laid at his resting place.
All right. Thank you so much, Patricia Sams. I know you got a long drive ahead. We'll let you get back. We appreciate you talking to us again. The crowd has started to thin out a little bit, but thousands of people were here earlier, here to say their goodbyes and pay their respects to the champ and his family as that procession made its way through here to Cave Hill Cemetery. You can see behind me down the road, some of the cars are starting to leave now. A lot of the police cars that escorted Muhammad Ali's family and that casket, the hearse, through the city and here to Cave Hill are starting to leave. I believe the family may still be inside. I've seen a couple of the limousines leave, and there are probably about at least a couple of hundred people still out here. But at the beginning of it, before it arrived, for the last several hours, there have been several thousand people here, and that was the case at the funeral home at A.D. Porter and Sons as well in the Fern Creek area as that procession took off earlier this morning and then made the 19-mile trek through town, stopping at the Muhammad Ali Center. And then, of course, they could not bring him to his final resting place without taking him back down Grand Avenue. If you are from Louisville, I lived on Grand Avenue, but nobody knows that. Allen Houston, the great basketball player for the Knicks, lived on Grand Avenue. A number of people lived on Grand Avenue, but Muhammad Ali is the one who put Grand Avenue on the map. And that is where Muhammad Ali's, that procession was taken. Because of Lonnie Ali, his wife said that she wanted that added. I talked to one of Muhammad Ali's childhood friends who still lives in the area. He was very excited and said that he asked if they could stop there for a moment of silence. Of course, that spot has been very popular all week because someone has bought that home and restored it to the way it was when Muhammad Ali and his wife, or his mother and father, I should say, the Clay family lived there many, many years ago. It is even the color pink. I'm told the Clay family loved pink and even had a pink Cadillac. So that has been a very popular spot, as well as the Muhammad Ali Center in downtown Louisville, the center that bears his name. The folks there have been very gracious and opened the doors to all of the fans from all over the city and all over the country, for that matter, who have come here throughout the day. We have met people who knew Muhammad Ali or who knew of Muhammad Ali. A lady from Germany earlier today. We talked to somebody, a guy from London. They all live here in the United States now, but growing up as children, they heard about Muhammad Ali, not just because of his great boxing skills in the ring, but because of what he did outside the ring. And I suspect that is why all of these people are still here today, gathered outside Cave Hill Cemetery. You know, I talked to a Metro police officer and said, what will happen once the procession goes inside? He said, well, we'll close the gates and people will either stay, and some will stay and most will go. And that's what we've seen here. A number of people still standing around holding signs. Even at the end, you should have seen it. It was almost unreal. People bending down, picking up the rose petals on the ground. No one was fighting, no issues with that many people. People just excited to be a part of history. Live at Cave Hill Cemetery, I'm Stefan Johnson. Back to you guys in the studio.
Stefan, I agree. There are many moments throughout this day involving that procession that you thought that you would never see and that you will certainly never forget. He talked about Grand Avenue and the childhood home of the greatest. We are going to check in there on the other side of this break as Louisville is saying goodbye to Ali as the world watches.
Someday you'll have the pool you always dreamed of, and so will they. Watson's Someday sale is today, with thousands of above-ground pools starting at only $39 a month. A 24-foot resin pool package is only $79 a month, including installation. A 15 by 30 premium oval pool package is only $99 a month, including installation. With 36-month special financing, your someday is today.
We have all the fun.
All across America, families are coming back to Time Warner Cable for a whole new experience. That's because we've been working hard to give you better service, and it shows.
We came back for internet speeds so fast, even the kids are impressed. Oh, she's impressed.
We're catching up on movies and shows on demand just as fast as we can watch them.
For $89.99 a month, you'll get 100 meg ultra-fast internet, popular HD channels, and unlimited calling.
TWC's home Wi-Fi is so strong, we can use all our devices at the same time.
So we can all watch whatever we want.
And that's kind of cool.
Call 1-844-380-9660. For $89.99 a month, you'll get internet, TV, and phone. There's no contract, no risk, and our money-back guarantee.
Come back today, and we'll give you free installation with our exclusive 1-hour arrival window.
Feels good to be back.
Come back today. You'll get free installation, TV equipment, and Epics included. And ask how you could get a $300 reward card. Call now and welcome back.
I'm telling you, you won't believe the deal I got.
Dad loves telling people about the great deal he got on our AT&T bundle.
I saved tons of money.
Right now, he's talking to someone about how he only pays for the high-speed internet, TV, and home phone services he wants.
Because I don't pay for services I don't need.
Call AT&T now and bundle DirecTV, home phone, and high-speed internet for just $89.99 a month for 2 years, guaranteed.
Now Dad's probably talking about how fast high-speed internet is and how much he loves the price.
Love the price.
Or how we save on mobile usage by connecting our Wi-Fi-enabled devices to the home Wi-Fi.
Of course, it's a great deal. That's why I'm sharing it with you. Bye-bye now.
Who was that, Dad?
Wrong number. But I convinced him to get AT&T.
Call AT&T now and bundle DirecTV, home phone, and high-speed internet for just $89.99 a month for 2 years, guaranteed. And now monthly internet equipment and HD DVR service fees are included in this bundle price. Switch today and get a $100 reward card. Call now.
We are remembering the greatest all day here on WDRB. Thanks for joining our live coverage. We'll take you through the memorial service, and after that service due to start at 3 o'clock. People did start heading into the KFC Yum Center. The 15,000 people who were fortunate enough to get free tickets for that event some have already filed in, and our Lawrence Smith is there. He tweeted this picture earlier saying subdued lighting inside as a small crowd awaits the start. This was about 20 minutes ago from Lawrence Smith. You can see the stage softly lit, and now we take you outside the KFC Yum Center, where we expect crowds to continue to pour into the Ali Center. That memorial service was initially set to start at 2 o'clock, but the delay in the procession, it didn't start until 10:30, being pushed back from an initial planned start of 9 o'clock. That has set everything back. So the burial is going on right now at Cave Hill Cemetery. The memorial service is now set to start at 3 o'clock. That is the latest information we have.
We want to check in now with WDRB's Fallon Glick at the Muhammad Ali Center, that giant footprint that is homage to the greatest in downtown Louisville on Museum Row. There's been people out there paying their respects all week. Fallon? It looks like we're having a little bit of issue with Fallon Glick now, but again, I was out. We actually did the show, WDRB News at 4, from the Muhammad Ali Center on Monday, and that is when I saw somebody from France, and it put into perspective how far and wide that people have come to pay their respects to Muhammad Ali.
It's amazing, and on pretty short notice. He passed away a week ago, last Friday.
Yes.
People from Afghanistan, Canada, all around the world, like you say, Turkey, Jordan, dignitaries from those countries will be at his service today. But it's been amazing to see how quickly people from around the world have come to Louisville, Kentucky. And I've heard some say, from Great Britain in particular, a reporter with the BBC say, I didn't realize he was from Louisville, Kentucky until he passed away. So many people just now learning that this was Muhammad Ali's home.
Muhammad Ali Center is a museum and culture center. Muhammad Ali's boyhood home has also been turned into like a museum of sorts, and that's where we find WDRB's Samantha Chapman. Hey, Sam.
That's right, guys. We're here on Grand Avenue outside Muhammad Ali's childhood home, where you can see people still flocking to this area. The museum actually did reopen, and the next tour should be going in a matter of minutes. A lot of these people stayed here for the procession. They wanted to make sure that they saw everything they could and experience and just take this historic moment in today, and a lot of these people are still here. They're waiting to go inside the Muhammad Ali Childhood Museum. And right now we have Mr. Frazier here today, and he was lucky enough to be right here on Grand Avenue to see the procession go by. So tell me what that experience was like.
I started out on Muhammad Ali, and I ran over here. The casket came down the street, and so I started running. I wish I was 35 instead of 55 because I couldn't keep up. But I met him at Freedom Hall years ago before the Olympics in Atlanta, and so I showed my driver's license. He wouldn't look up, so I was with my class president. I said, I got to do something, so I put it under, and Lonnie was to his left, to his right behind him, and he signed the Muslim pamphlet. I already had Muhammad Ali on there, so he wrote Tom, but he looked up and he goes, "You're a whole lot prettier than that other Frazier." So his mind was as sharp, and probably till the day he died in Arizona.
Wow. Now, have you ever been inside the childhood home?
That's why I came over here. I was just trying to, I was just trying to follow the procession, and we lost a big ambassador for Louisville, Kentucky, and I followed him all my life, and I wouldn't care, I don't care what color anybody is or what religion. He was the Louisville Lip and the greatest of all time. I don't care if my name would have been anything but Frazier. But because it was, I've had a lot of fun with John Ramsey over the years and talked to him about, he told me about Muhammad and some firemen and said Joe Frazier wasn't smoking.
Now, what kind of emotions were going, just going through your body, through your soul when you saw
My dad died in 73, 4 days after I turned 13, 2 days after Thanksgiving, and he watched him closed circuit TV and with my uncles, and I didn't get to go, but he got me into boxing and Golden Gloves, and I never fought because I was so little until I got to college, so I thought of my dad. And my wallet's down off somewhere 16 blocks away.
You lost your wallet?
No, it's in my new Honda, but I ran like a fool. And but I got my dad's Lucky Charm. It's a horseshoe with a 4-leaf clover.
All right, last
so I brought
question.
Him with him.
Last question. If you had to tell Muhammad Ali anything right now, what would it be?
You'll always be the greatest, and I'll love you to the day I die.
All right. We'll be here on Grand Avenue throughout the day giving you live coverage. We're reporting live from Muhammad Ali's childhood home. Samantha Chapman, WDRB News.
Mr. Frazier getting caught up in the emotion the way that so many along that procession route did today. I was out there at 18th and Ali, and I can tell you that there were tears inside the vehicles and tears from this swell of people that had flooded the streets to pay tribute to the greatest.
It had to be so moving for the family as they moved through the streets of Louisville to see the outpouring of love and support for the champ as they moved through and past some of the most significant places in his life. And we are going to take you to one of those right now. Fallon Glick is live at the Muhammad Ali Center, which opened in 2005 as a testament to his boxing career, his life, and his morals, what he was all about. Fallon?
Well, that's right. And it's been a steady flow of people here all day and, all week here at the Muhammad Ali Center. And, people have bringing in flowers, cards, pictures, signed boxing gloves, autographs from Muhammad Ali that they wanted to give back to him. And, people from all over the world are here paying their respects. Some just coming to kneel in prayer or to take a moment of silence, and also some other people bringing in their little ones to teach them about the story of Muhammad Ali. And with me right now, I have Michael Perryman. And just explain to me why you wanted to be here today and see this memorial.
Well, I just wanted to bring my son down here. We've been to the Ali Center before, and he knows a little bit about Muhammad Ali, but really just wanted to let him see the other side of how Muhammad Ali was an ambassador of peace and what he did outside of the ring as well. You know, he took that platform of boxing and used that to reach people from all over the world. There's memorials here from Bangladesh and Britain and just all over the world. He touched a lot of people's lives, and I just hope that, you know, my son will be inspired by that to do something great with his life as well.
Right, and a lot of people say he was a champion in the boxing ring as well as outside of the boxing ring, and you saw a little bit of the procession today. What kind of emotions were you feeling when you saw that?
You know, people were cheering, and the family was hanging out of the windows. It was a celebration of his life, but underneath that was just a little somber and sad, because you know that greatness only comes around so often, and so we know we lost someone really great.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And like he said, you know, it was a somber moment, but also at the same time a celebratory moment, celebrating the life of Muhammad Ali, because he truly touched and inspired so many lives, and I'm sure many people will be coming here the rest of the day today. So that's the latest from the Muhammad Ali Center. Fallon Glick, WDRB News.
Thank you, Fallon. It's been a real balancing act because people want to remember this. A lot of people have their cameras out. They did at the Janazah service yesterday. Of course, they did lining the procession today. I'm not sure what will happen inside the KFC Center today. We'll see. But it's, yeah, mixed emotions, part somber, part celebratory. But people definitely want to mark this occasion that they're a part of today.
And I talked to Ali's son, Assad, about that very thing earlier in the week on Monday. He said that we are so proud of our father and overwhelmed by this celebration from the public and the way that they are honoring him, but on the inside, you know that you've lost a champion, and so you can't help but grieve.
And a father for him. I mean, for the family members, it's hitting close. It's been a rough week for them. Our coverage continues right after this. We'll have reaction from local boxers and local celebrities as Louisville mourns the greatest.
Our community, our commitment, our future.
Be your own superhero.
WDRB, the difference worth watching.
Are you over the age of 18 and have moderate to severe low back pain? If so, then you may qualify for a research study of an investigational drug at Elmark Research Center. If you qualify to participate in the study program, then you may receive study-related physical exam and laboratory tests without charge, and compensation for time and travel. With your consent, we will keep your doctor informed. If you would like to participate in a low back pain study, then call 502-214-3906. Elmark Research Center. That's 502-214-3906. 502-214-3906. Call now.
At Breakaway, all we do are brakes, and not just two wheels. All four wheels for $139 on any car, truck, or SUV, foreign or domestic. All with a parts and labor guarantee. And we know time is important, so we'll have you in and out in under 2 hours. And remember, everyone wins Wednesday, when every job is 15% off. Breakaway, with 12 locations throughout Louisville, Clarksville, E-Town, and now in LaGrange.
Hi. You need a better car.
It's my credit.
Don't worry, because when you need to make a move, Drive Time approves.
Were you guys always this cool?
Yeah, totally.
Save yourself. Get approved at Drive Time first. Call, click, or visit.
I roll my eyes like a lizard. A monkey would envy my tail. My wings wanna fly but swim instead. I'm a fish with a horse's head. You can see me in all my glory. Touch me and learn my story. In a world of wonder you'll explore. I'm a seahorse and so much more.
Discover the zany world of seahorses at the most interactive seahorse exhibit in the country. Visit the brand new Seahorses Unbridled Fun and see, touch, explore together at Newport Aquarium.
I'm a seahorse and so much more.
I admire him on the fact that, you know, he had some really strong beliefs, and he always wasn't, not everybody agreed with him or believed in the same thing he believes, but everybody loved him.
Well, you know, I got a chance to meet him when we played down in the Orange Bowl and before we played Wake Forest. And, you know, without question, I'm like all the others, just a remarkable man, one of the greatest athletes of all time, but somebody who stood firm in his beliefs and his convictions, achieved a great deal in the ring and outside the ring, and somebody that the whole city of Louisville and really the entire nation, the entire world is proud to have known.
You know, in my opinion, in the arena, he was the best because of this. All you guys out there talk, and that's all you do. You talk way too much for me, okay? Muhammad talked, but he backed it up.
Muhammad Ali touched the sporting world, he touched Hollywood, he touched third world countries, and it was said earlier in the week that his memorial service is like his last great gift to the world.
I just saw on his program that Lawrence Smith tweeted earlier, his program says, "Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth." A quote from Muhammad Ali on the program that everyone who attends his memorial service will be getting. That service set to start at 3 o'clock. Everything, as we've said, has been pushed back a little bit, but we're expecting hundreds, if not thousands, to gather on the Belvedere today, where the city is showing a live stream of the service, and that's where we find WDRB's Travis Ragsdale.
Guys, a light crowd still out here at the Belvedere with about an hour and a half left until that memorial service starts. This is kind of being used as overflow for the people who weren't able to get tickets to that memorial service at the KFC Yum Center. You can see a couple dozen folks out here, some picnic tables set up. There's also bleachers set up to catch all of this on the screen that they've set up out here for the service. Now, it's very hot out here, so you have to keep in mind that if you do plan on coming out here in the next hour and a half, to bring water. If you don't have water, Louisville Water has free water out here for everybody. Fresh water, cold water. I just got some myself. And again, you see a few dozen people, but that's expected to fill up as we get closer to this memorial service time. Again, it starts at 3 p.m. That was pushed back from 2 p.m. from earlier. Belvedere is blocked off up on Main Street, but you can park if you can find a parking spot downtown and still make it up here in time. Plenty of space left, green space and bleacher space, and a few picnic tables as well. Of course, we'll keep an eye on things as they fill up here as well. We're live on the Belvedere. Travis Ragsdale, WDRB News.
Travis, thank you. When I was a little kid, my brother and I used to shadow box, and we'd pick a boxer who we wanted to be. And so he always picked Muhammad Ali, and I always lost. But
who was your pick?
I tried to change different people from then and now. Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, George Foreman. He's 7 years older than me, so I always came out on the losing end of it. But I say that to say this: how many children who are now adult boxers were inspired by Ali? You got to talk to some, Mike Lissette.
The thought is if he can make it, you know, they can make it. Ali, of course, was just a kid here from Louisville trying to make his dream come true, and through boxing he did.
Muhammad Ali never stepped foot inside Louisville TKO boxing, but his footprints are all over Jeffrey Clancy.
I mean, he's from where I'm from. You know, I walk the streets, so I'm like, I wonder if Muhammad Ali walked the same exact route that I'm walking in right now.
The 17-year-old Clancy, as well as his peers at the gym, weren't alive to see Ali fight in his heyday. But make no mistake, they know who he is and why Ali will forever be the champ.
You know, there's a lot of great fighters, but what separated him from others is what he did outside the ring.
Ali cared about more than just himself. He cared about his people, he cared about his community, and he cared about people that were less fortunate.
James Dixon is the founder of Louisville TKO Boxing. Dixon says Ali's skills still translate to success in the sport today.
Ali had great feet in the ring, and he had a great jab, and you have to have both to win at the pro level.
Ironically, what also made Ali great was the stuff most boxers wouldn't dare try.
You don't get taught to pull your head back and jab, but, with his athleticism and his length, he got away with it, I've never seen another fighter that can get away with it.
It's kind of a boxer's sin to move that much in the ring. They don't want it to happen, but, I do that like he does.
Hey, if you're going to emulate someone, it might as well be the greatest.
I think it's interesting that other fighters have had better records and other fighters have done some of the things he's done, but we consider him the greatest. And I've thought about this a lot this week. You have Babe Ruth, you have Michael Jordan, you have Muhammad Ali, and those are considered sort of the trinity of sports greatness. And again, both with Jordan and Ruth, other guys have surpassed their records. And I think it's not only about just being great, it's about rising to the occasion in a flair, in a dramatic flair. And all those three guys did so in defining moments. So it's not just what they did on the field or in the ring or on the court, it's how they did it, and it's how, with the sense of drama that they always seem to come through.
And it wasn't always popular when Muhammad Ali took some of his stands against the war. I mean, he made some decisions that a lot of athletes today will not stand up maybe and share their true beliefs because they've got endorsements or they've got things they want to sell, so they don't want to take a stand. Some do, some don't, but he took a stand on some very unpopular things.
I think one of the people that saw the funeral procession go through said it best today was, a lot of athletes don't get it. Muhammad Ali got it.
Got it before the rest of the world, many would say. All right, Mike Lissette, thank you.
Great.
We were talking about that procession, and there was a telling picture, one that you'll carry with you forever, and it was when the procession was coming down Broadway, and a young child was running along Broadway alongside the cars and shadowboxing as he was going down the street. And there was a quote, actually, from Hana Ali, one of Muhammad Ali's daughters, that talked about Ali having this as a dream. It says, this is from Twitter, it says, when he was younger, he said, quote, I used to dream that I was running down Broadway in downtown Louisville, Kentucky, and all the people were gathered in the street waving at me and clapping and cheering my name. I waved back. Then all of a sudden, I just took off flying. I dreamed that dream all the time. And today, in many ways, that dream has come true.
Absolutely, very touching. And Hana Ali, as you mentioned, one of his 9 children, she's been tweeting pictures and memories of her father for the past week. That is just one of them, and we'll hear from 2 of his children during today's memorial service coming up. We will also take you back to Muhammad Ali's childhood home, which is open for tours right now. Samantha Chapman is there. We'll take you back as the crowd diminishes in size, but you should have seen this earlier. We'll tell you about the crowds that were gathered, packed along Grand Avenue to see Muhammad Ali's childhood home and the procession as he made his final journey through Louisville. We will also take you to the KFC Yum Center, where 15,000 plus are expected to pack that arena for his memorial service today. Stay with us. Our live coverage as we remember the greatest continues here on WDRB.
Your morning alarm, your TV, even your lights. They keep your family comfortable and connected. But when the power goes out, you're left in the dark. Power outages aren't just a hassle. They can be costly too. Until now. Meet Briggs & Stratton Generator Systems. Unlike larger, more expensive models, a Briggs & Stratton backup generator uses patented power management technology. So it automatically powers more of your home for less money. Best of all, a Briggs & Stratton generator system lets you power your entire home, all for a lower cost to purchase, install, and operate. So owning a standby generator is now more affordable than ever. Call today for a free estimate. Plus, for a limited time, receive $100 cash back on your purchase. With Briggs & Stratton Generator Systems, life goes on, even when the power goes off. So find the smartest generator at the smartest price. Plus, get $100 cash back when you buy now. So call now for your free estimate and keep your power on, no matter what.
Did you know that over 31% of injury-causing accidents are the result of rear-end collisions? Hi, I'm Kevin Renfro. It's a helpless feeling to look into a rearview mirror and see another car about to hit you. If you've been injured when another driver rear-ended you, you may be owed damages. Give us a call. We want to help you get all you've got coming to you. Serious, experienced results. Call the Becker Law Office for a free evaluation. Just dial 3.
Hi there.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Gumout wants to know, when was the last time you cleaned your car's fuel system?
I have no idea.
Not good. All engines lose performance and fuel economy from gasoline carbon deposits that are left throughout your engine from driving. Now, look at these fuel injectors. The finer the spray, the more power and fuel economy you'll have. But carbon deposits build up, prohibiting a fine spray.
I didn't know that.
That's why you need Gumout Regain Complete Fuel System Cleaner. Simply pour it in your gas tank before you fill up once every 3,000 miles. Regain cleans your entire fuel system, including your intake valves and ports, piston top, cylinder heads, combustion chamber, and your fuel injectors.
That's impressive.
Look at the difference Gumout makes. Gumout's secret is polyetheramine, or PEA, the most potent cleaning agent available. Just pop and pour to restore horsepower and fuel economy.
It's time for Gumout.
Get Gumout Regain Complete Fuel System Cleaner today at these fine retailers.
Hello to all my friends in Louisville, Kentucky. Joe Martin, Fred Stoner, all of my friends in Louisville, Kentucky, where I started. I'm recognized all over the world now, but my greatness came and started in Louisville, Kentucky. And that's one of the greatest cities in America, Louisville, Kentucky. And I predict that Louisville, Kentucky will have another world champion, because Louisville is the greatest. Louisville is the greatest.
Ali loved Louisville, and Louisville loved him. And his hometown is saying goodbye now to the greatest, and the world is watching. Let's check in with WDRB's Danielle Lama outside the KFC Yum Center, where 15,000 people are filing their way in right now for the public memorial service. Danielle?
Gilbert, people continue to stream into the Yum Center ahead of the memorial service for Muhammad Ali. And like I said earlier, people from all over the place have come here to Louisville for that service. I found two gentlemen here, John and Greg. They're both from Chicago. They actually didn't know each other until we just approached them here on the sidewalk. You both got tickets to the memorial service today. And I'm going to start with you, Greg, because you tell us you actually at one time were able to meet the champ.
Yeah, I was able to meet him. Unfortunately, it wasn't during his peak career, but I was fortunate to be at a sports convention where he signed an autograph comic book I had with him fighting Superman. One of the greatest days of my life. And I grew up around the kids, and I grew up around the area, but that was the first time I met the champ.
Okay. What's that moment like when you get face to face with someone like Muhammad Ali?
It's historic. I can't even put it into words. I mean, people have all sorts of heroes like Mandela, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. For me, it was always Muhammad, because he was the embodiment of beauty, power, and he spoke what he meant. I mean, he was everything. He was everything to everybody.
And John, why did you decide to make the trip down to Louisville from Chicago today?
I decided to come to pay tribute to a great man with a great character, great love of people, and he meant for pride and for people to overcome all obstacles. Muhammad Ali, I mean, you have a lot of champs and people that could strive to great things, but he was the champ 3 times. He was the champ in the 60s, in the 70s, and the 80s. And to me, greatness is all about longevity. And for to hold a championship in 3 different decades and be a man of love and great character is just an honor to me to take some time out of my humble life for such a great man, and it's just a privilege. And I love the town of Louisville.
What do you think about how he was always speaking out on social issues at times when maybe it wasn't popular to do so?
Well, Muhammad Ali was a guy who stood his ground. He stood for human rights, people rights, and for him to give up what he gave up, millions of dollars, people don't understand.
That's right.
You and me, we don't understand.
No.
We would never sacrifice that. I know I wouldn't personally for my people. So to give up millions of dollars is just incredible.
Actually, he could have been the Michael Jordan before there was a Michael Jordan. He could have been a billionaire as we speak today, but because of what he stood for, that meant a lot more. And we appreciate him for it. He was there for the people. He was accessible, and that's what we loved.
Yeah, we've heard so many stories about how he was always willing to give an autograph, stay a little bit longer to take a picture. Is that what it was like when you met him?
Oh, yes, definitely. Like I said, I was just a young kid, and that's who I aspired to be. And I attribute all my successes in life and future successes because of this man. So I'm happy. This is one of the things that I've always wanted to do, so it's been a privilege and honor. And when I found out that he passed away, I cried. And it was like I stayed the whole night, and I don't know. A part of my life just went away when he died, but I know he's in a better place and he's not suffering.
What do you expect to hear when you go into that memorial service?
Just an outpouring of love. I mean, he affected everybody. You know, as a kid growing up, you think that you're the only fan, but this man has fans all over. And that's why I'm here. You know, fan comes from the word fanatic, and I guess me driving to Chicago shows my love and appreciation for Muhammad Ali.
And last question for you, John. What about the love in Louisville you've seen?
Love in Louisville, the love and the support. I mean, it's a beautiful day. I don't think it could have been had to come from Muhammad Ali himself. A beautiful day. I mean, it could have happened in the winter. The kids are out of school. The birds are humming. Hey, everybody come on down and say your farewells to the champ. And I showed a lot of love in Louisville. I met people from Pakistan, Turkey, Africa, India, Chicago, every place around the world. He was a global icon before there was a such thing.
All right. So much for taking the time to speak with us, gentlemen. I'll let you head into the air conditioning. As we said earlier, more than 15,000 people expected to pack into the Yum Center for Muhammad Ali's memorial service. We know some of the speakers, those will include family members, Billy Crystal, former President Bill Clinton, Bryant Gumbel. So that service now set to begin at 3 o'clock, pushed back from 2 after the procession started a little bit late. But from now, that's the latest from the Yum Center. Live, I'm Danielle Lama.
Thank you so much, Danielle, at the KFC Yum Center. And so many people sharing memories outside the childhood home of Muhammad Ali. Many people just getting their first look inside that home in the last 2 weeks. It was renovated to the tune of $300,000 and opened almost a week to the day before he passed away. People got a first look inside. It's been renovated and looks just like it did when he was growing up there in the 1940s in West Louisville. And a huge crowd lined the streets there today as the procession carrying Muhammad Ali's hearse and casket passed by there. Samantha Chapman has been there all day and tells us what the crowd is like right now. It's actually open for tours.
Well, for people who were not able to get tickets to the Yum Center for Ali's memorial service, they tell me this is the next best location. This is Muhammad Ali's childhood home where it all began. He stayed at this home with his mother, his father, and his brother. And as you can see, people are outside still paying their respects. And you can see the kids out there. They're rocking their Muhammad Ali shirts and taking selfies in front of the makeshift memorial. Now, again, this childhood home was converted into a museum, and ironically it opened 2 weeks ago, just a week before Muhammad Ali passed away. So a lot of people are coming here to pay a visit to the museum and go inside and get a little more history, a portion of history that they may not get otherwise anywhere else. So again, you can see kids taking pictures, a lot of the young ones really enjoying this makeshift memorial out here. They have their shirts on. I'm told that the tickets are just under $10, and there's another tour that's going to be going in about 15 minutes. And I've been wondering about how long this tour is going to last. Can you tell me, sir, how long? There we go. This is kind of the man behind this project. So you all decide to reopen after the procession. How long is the tour going to be, your tour is going to be available today?
So in the last week, we've been staying open until about 8 p.m., and people have been coming all day and through that time period. And, you know, the thing is, people have left and they miss their family, they miss their brother, they miss their parents. You can really get a feeling of family while you're inside of the museum, and everybody's had a really good time.
So it's safe to say that this will go on until about 8 this evening?
Yes, ma'am. 8 p.m. tonight. We'll probably be open until.
All right. So what did it take to get this museum up and running?
Oh, it was a tremendous endeavor. We had to redo not only the foundation of the house, but we had to strip the entire house down to its wooden skeletal frame, rebuild it up. We had to find original photographs of Muhammad Ali as a child that nobody's seen before. We have paintings by Rahman Ali and replicas by Cassius Clay Sr. We've produced 3 documentaries in the house, and then we decorated it in 1950s period design furniture.
Now, how ironic is it that it opened just a week before his passing?
It's, you know, I asked myself that question all week, and I don't think anybody can quite understand how it happened that way, except that it was a message from the heavens that, you know, it was meant to be, and it was meant to be open, and There's a quote when Muhammad Ali was younger that one day this would be a tribute to his life, and he knew it was happening, and we're just happy that we could help out his legacy.
And how much are tickets?
$8 for adults, $5 for children.
So when we step inside, are we going to learn more about Muhammad Ali the boxer or Ali the child?
Yes, ma'am, I'm happy you asked that. This museum is about Muhammad Ali the man. Where did he come from? Where did his principles begin? How did he grow the character that the whole world knows him as today? You know, where did he start to fight inequality? And it was right here at this house in the 1950s when Louisville was still segregated.
So this is about Cassius Clay, the boy. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. And about how many people have you seen go in and out today?
Oh, in and out today, you know, hundreds, if not 1,000 people have gone in, but we've had 20, 25,000 people here in the last week. And they're all taking photographs of the house. They're all leaving mementos, and there's a lot of kids here, and they're drawing pictures of Muhammad Ali, their hero, and they're being inspired.
And I hear a lot of people who weren't able to get tickets to the Yum Center, they decided to come here. They say this is the next best location. Would you agree?
Well, I think both the Ali Center and the Ali Childhood Home Museum are terrific tributes to Muhammad Ali's legacy. But people want to come here and touch where he was when he was a child. He lived here. He continued to come back and visit this neighborhood, and he had a real love for Grand Avenue.
All right. Thank you so much. And our coverage of Muhammad Ali's services today, it will continue. A lot of celebration going on. It's a great day to be in Louisville. Reporting live from Grand Avenue, Samantha Chapman, WDRB News.
Sam, thank you. 25,000 people in a week.
Unbelievable.
And can you imagine, like, walking through Muhammad Ali's childhood home, walking through his bedroom where he slept, seeing the dinner table where he sat and did his homework? You can only imagine.
The refrigerator, everything, just like it was when he lived there, stepping back in time, reliving what it was like to be Muhammad Ali.
We want to continue our in-depth coverage of Muhammad Ali, now often called the greatest, in some ways perhaps the greatest giver. A look at how his philanthropy touched the world.
When a kid threw a rock at my head and said, "Go back to your country and take your family with you."
Natasha Mundker remembers a life-altering moment from age 8 like it was yesterday, part of the only Indian family in a rural Virginia community.
I feel like if I didn't have him when I was a child, I don't know what I would have done.
She says it wasn't the intolerance that shaped her.
Didn't I tell you I had some miracles to show you?
Rather a lesson soon after from the greatest.
We got to watch his videos and we got to see his fights and how he used not only his fist to fight injustice, he used his words. It was through him that I found my own voice. And that's something that I owe him for the rest of my life.
The 19-year-old will speak at Ali's Memorial Friday as a former member of the Muhammad Ali Center Council of Students. The downtown museum represents one of the champ's most enduring gifts of philanthropy and humanitarianism. There's also a Parkinson Research Center in Phoenix bearing his name, as Ali donated and raised millions for treatments fighting for a cure.
His generosity has been a blessing for me personally.
Ali used his celebrity to feed the needy in third world countries.
Please join us in the fight against hunger in Haiti.
And gave generously to education, including 2 scholarships in his name at U of L. One for students to study peace building internationally, and the other for his son's former team.
Louisville, the baseball team, they have engraved Ali on their hats now. Seeing things like that is just so big.
There are countless stories never told.
He said, "Take the chicken, feed him."